Thank you once again. It's Maurice Revels, grad student at Liberty University. Thomas Jefferson was a man that had quotes such as this one: "A just society must safeguard natural rights of all the people all the time, not just those of a privileged few when it is convenient." So a man that had quotes such as this one, you would think that he would have no problem emancipating his slaves. But Thomas Jefferson had a problem emancipating his slaves. And according to history, there's maybe two reasons that he may have had a problem for doing this. First reason, his problem with gender and women. And although Jefferson's embrace of domestication and with women, Jefferson had he had conflicted views on gender relations, and just partly came from his relationship with his mother. And after his father's death, she took control over his property and his destiny, and he resented this very much. Fawn and Brody also suggests that Jefferson's preferences for women who were gentle, feminine, and yielding originated with this hostility toward his mother. Winthrop Jordan described a Jefferson fearful of women whose uncontrolled passion and sexual aggression he believed threatened his masculine self-control. So Jefferson had a definite problem with women, which may play into his relationship with Sally Henny. Whether it's true or not, a lot of things are speculated about this. But of course, she was a meek, gentle woman, and this may have been part of the attraction with Sally Henny. And of course, she got certain preferential treatment as well. But the other thing that might have went into his the reason for not emancipating the slaves probably was the fact that Jefferson didn't quite have as much money or do quite as well after with all his accomplishments, and Jefferson apparently believed that his slaves were safer under his wardship than they would have been on their own. This was a flaw in this paternalistic approach, of course, was that the safety of the slaves at Monticello depended on the prosperity of their master. Unlike George Washington, George Washington, he inherited a great fortune, but he added throughout his life. Jefferson inherited a great fortune, but it steadily diminished throughout his life. He eventually died bankrupt. And at some point, it became impossible for Jefferson to emancipate his slaves, even if he wanted to, because he was so much in debt that they were no longer his to emancipate. He had to sell most of his slaves to protect his property, and then he had to sell some to relatives or family members. So we look at Jefferson and alike that he was stubborn about this, but look at it as his view on women made a played into his relationship with Sally Henny, which was a slave woman, and also he didn't have any money, so they weren't his to emancipate towards the end. So looking at history, I don't think Jefferson should be viewed as so bad when it comes to freeing his slaves. I just think he just did not have the capacity, according to history and research, to free them. So thank you again for listening, and this has been a presentation of Thomas Jefferson and why his view on slavery was what it was. Thank you.